Hey everyone, today I want to show you how, if you have Windows 11 Pro, Education or Enterprise, how you can install the insider builds without actually having to risk your own device. So as you can see, I actually do have the dev channel on my main device, and you may not want to do this. You may want to just have a virtual machine where you can run Windows 11 in its own contained environment, and your own device will be completely fine. Perhaps you just want to try out new features when they come out. So if you do have Windows 11 Pro, Education or Enterprise, what you can do is you can go ahead and search for turn Windows features on or off, and then inside here you can look for Hyper-V, and then you tick this, and then both of these should be checked as well. Then you press OK, you restart your whole device after it does the installation, and then what you can do is you can search for Hyper-V Manager, and then in Hyper-V Manager, this is where you get to do the installations. So what you may want to start doing as well is, if you go into Bing or Google, you search for Windows 11 ISO, and then on the Microsoft website over here, you can scroll down and you can choose the Windows 11 ISO disk image. Okay, so you then download that, and then you have an image of Windows 11. Now you may try to do a quick create and then choose Windows 11 dev environment. Unfortunately, you can't actually use insider builds on the dev environment. As you can see, I have some virtual machines over here. Now I could, for example, launch one of them. So this, I believe I'm still installing Windows on this one. You can go through the process, but essentially that's what we're going to get to. Okay, so if we go back into Hyper-V Manager, before we start any of that, what we want to do is to manage our virtual switches. You can go over here and click this, or you can go over here and then right click your computer name, and then you can go to Virtual Switch Manager, and then in here what you want to do is click New Virtual Network Switch, then choose External, and then you can click Create Virtual Switch. You can give it a name, and then choose your network from here. Now I've already done this, but once you do that, you'll basically have your virtual switch, and then what you can do is use this with your virtual machine. So if we go back over here, you can right click, do new virtual machine, and then from here what you'll want to do is basically set up the name, and then you can choose the location if you want. Generation 2 is required for Windows 11 because of the TPM module, basically. So you click next, you give it some memory, you can choose your switch which you just created, and then your location for the virtual hard disk. Now if you have an external hard drive, I do not recommend using that because, well, it depends on the speed. Like for example, I have a 6TB hard drive over here which is external. It is not good for running Windows 11 on, because you are just going through a USB port for Windows, and it's going to be slow. So you may have the best CPU in the world, but you need a good place to have Windows running. So if you have spare space on, say, your C drive, your actual internal SSD or hard drive, then use that if you can. It will be much easier to manage in terms of, like, it won't be slow. Okay, then you go to next, and then in installation options, what you want to do, instead of having install an operating system later, you go over here, and then you find your actual ISO. So this is the disk image that I downloaded from here, and then you click open, right? Okay, so now what you want to do is you click next, and then you can click finish. Now that is basically creating the virtual machine. I didn't actually change the name, so I could go ahead and change this like this, and then I have my virtual machine over here. Now next what you want to do is you just double click on it, and it should open this window. Now the problem with this is that we don't have TPM set up, so you go over here, you click settings, and then you go into security, and then you enable the trusted platform module. This is basically the TPM 2.0 implementation, which was brought in with the Windows 11. So you go ahead and you click OK, and then you start your machine. If you don't do that, it's not going to let you, because it will say mid-process that your machine is not capable to run Windows 11. Now if that message at the top doesn't go away, what you want to do is just restart the machine, click shut down, and or just right click this and then turn off and then restart it, and then make sure you're in the window and hit a key within the period of time, because otherwise it will just be stuck on that. And then you can choose the language to install, the location, etc. I'm just going to keep it on the default settings, and I'll click install. And then you just go through the whole Windows 11 install process, and then you have your machines everywhere. You can click, you don't have a product key, and the nice thing about Windows 11 Insider Editions is that you don't actually need product keys when you're using Insider Editions. You can go ahead and read all of this, and then you can do custom install only, virtual hard disk, which you just created. You click next, and then it will just go through the whole process like that. And then, as you can see, I'm showing you my dev machine here, which I've been setting up. You can give it a name. Now, if you ever have this problem, that you can't even see the bottom, basically just click this button here, basic session. I don't know why that happens, but it does. And yeah, there's your build of Windows, but it's standard edition. So what I want to do is go into settings, go into Windows Update, and then scroll down to the Windows Insider program. And then within here, you can choose to enroll. Now you need to sign in with an account, so you link your Windows account, which you just set up with a VM, or another one if you do it that way. And then you choose your Insider Edition. I'm going to choose Beta because I have my dev machine running already, which I've showed you, so that's that. And then you do a restart, and then you just check for updates. Now in general, if you don't have a Pro Edition of Windows or above, you can install machines on Azure. Now, I'm just talking about virtual machines in general. I'm not talking about trying to install Insider Editions on Azure, but I will show you how you can install virtual machines using Azure as part of my AZ900 course, which will be uploaded later on in the week. So actually it's almost Sunday. So yeah, I'll get it done for the end of the week, and then yeah. Okay, so I hope you all enjoy. I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.